Hello, welcome. I was about to service this Campagnolo Rear hub, and I figured since I don't have a video on this, I might as well do one. I'm not 100% sure which model this is, but I think it's the Athena 8-speed. Through a bit of research though, I noticed that other hubs such as the Centaur and the Mirage also had the same type of design, so I think you can do the same procedure if you have the 90s Mirage or the 90s Centaur rear hub. If there's others, I'll add it on in the description. This hub's just got a little bit of play on it, so I figured I might as well service it. I think it will either be lack of grease or the bearings need to be replaced. For this, you're going to need a number 14 cone wrench, number 2 Allen key wrench, some kind of pin tool, and you'll also need a number 17 for the other side of the hub. An adjustable wrench should be good as well. And of course some paper towels. First thing we're going to do is remove the little screw on the side of the nut. And the reason I'm doing that first is because once you've removed everything, that nut is locked down on the cassette body, and you'll need to put it in a vise, so it's easier to do that now first. So on this end you'll have the number 17, and on the other end you'll put your number 14 to hold everything down. So I put some paper down to kind of keep everything in order. Now remove the cassette body, sliding it off. Be careful because behind there will be some pulls and some tiny springs, and you definitely don't want to lose those. And you'll have 3 springs and 3 pulls. And now for the other side, and this is where you're going to need 2 number 14 cone wrenches. So you have your first lock nut. There's a keyed washer. So this one's quite tight and I can't take it off. So if you don't have 2 cone wrenches, what I suggest you do is you put the nut with the screw on it and tighten it back on, and then you can use an adjustable wrench or your number 17 cone wrench to hold this one down while you unscrew the other sides. And now you can remove the axle. Be careful for the of the ball bearings, they don't fall out, especially if they're dry. I'm going to use a magnet to remove them, it's just easier. So on the outer you have the larger ball bearings, I'll tell you which size in a moment. And on the interior there's on the other side there's some smaller ones. The larger outer bearings, I've counted 9 in total, and they're 1/4. And the smaller ones, there are 10, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be 7 32. Might as well remove the seal that's here while we're at it. Okay, well everything looks like it needs a good clean. There's also a seal right here. Could be something that's replaceable. I'll leave that there though for now. So I'm going to clean everything down and we'll reinstall everything. Right, well, I globally cleaned everything up. I mean, I just wiped it down. You can definitely go further on this using some kind of fuel or a degreaser. Let's install everything back on. So I didn't know what type of grease I should use generally behind here. So I'm going to start putting grease here and installing the small ball bearings, the smaller ones anyway. So there's 10 of those. And last one. And let's put our seal back and the bearings. And we've got 9 of these larger ones. Once you've done that, take the spindle and reinstall it. First thing we're going to have is the cone nut. You then have the keyed washer. And the final lock nut. You'll then need to adjust the 2 nuts, so you're going to need to tighten them as well, and you're going to obviously need to make sure that it's running or spinning without too much resistance. And next part, so right here on these type of let's say teeth, you're going to have a little hole, and you're going to put the tip of the spring into the hole, and you're going to do that all the way around, so 3 times. And the pawls, they also have kind of like a little hole there for the spacing of the spring, and so all around them you're going to need to put those 3 back on, kind of like this. And what I'm going to do is kind of hold them with my fingers. And I was thinking you could use an elastic band if you've got a thick one. I've only got a thin one though. But I think you could probably put that around there so that it holds them, and so when we're going to reinstall it, it'll be really easy. So yeah, there you go. Got them all held down. And what's difficult is keeping them down while you're putting it back into here. There's some teeth that they obviously need to kind of sit into. So what I'm going to do is at first let's put it back on. So I'm pushing down because obviously a little bit pressed on, and I'm going to slide closer. So I'm just going to let go for now, and I'm going to use the pin tool to push them down into it. So the trick really for me is putting a bit of pressure on the cassette body, and once you've pushed one in, keep pushing down and then turn around and then push the other one in, and eventually you should get them all. That sounds like it's worked. And finally we've got a washer. Stick that on. I missed this. I thought it was just one spacer, but it actually is two together. So stick those on. And then we have the final lock nut. And then we need to put the little screw on it to hold it down. Now I don't think that needs to be super tight. So long as there's no movement here, looks like it's all good. So now we've got that little screw. Check everything is working, and I think we're done. So I could do the front wheel, but I think the front wheel is fairly, well, it's the same procedure as on Shimano. Thank you for listening, and until next time, peace out.